Imagine this. Earth suddenly stops spinning for just 1 second. Not slowly, not gently, instantly, and then it starts moving again. Sounds harmless, right? Just 1 second. But in reality, that single second would unleash forces most people can't even begin to imagine. Right now, you are standing on a planet that is spinning at incredible speed. Near the equator, Earth is rotating at roughly 1,000 miles per hour. You don't feel it because everything around you is moving with you. The air, the ground, the oceans, all of it shares that motion. But if Earth suddenly stopped, even for a moment, that balance would disappear instantly. You wouldn't stop, but everything else would. The ground beneath your feet would halt, but you. Everything not firmly anchored would keep moving at the same speed Earth was spinning moments before. In that instant, the surface of the planet becomes something entirely different. Buildings, vehicles, trees, and people would all be thrown forward at extreme speeds. Entire cities would experience forces similar to being in a massive, sudden collision. It wouldn't be a single impact. It would be a widespread, simultaneous motion across the entire planet. Now imagine the atmosphere. The air surrounding Earth is also moving with the planet. When the rotation stops, the atmosphere doesn't just freeze in place. It continues moving. That means massive planet-wide winds would form instantly. Not ordinary winds. These would be supersonic forces, moving faster than sound, sweeping across the surface with enormous destructive power. Everything in their path would be exposed to extreme pressure changes and violent movement. And then there are the oceans. The oceans are massive bodies of water that are also moving with Earth's rotation. When the planet stops, the water doesn't stop with it. Instead, it continues moving forward. This would create enormous waves, far larger than anything seen in natural storms or tsunamis. Entire coastlines would be overwhelmed as water surges across continents. Large portions of land near sea level would be inundated almost immediately. The combination of moving air and moving water would create a chaotic environment across the globe. The surface of the planet would no longer feel stable or predictable. For that 1 second, Earth becomes a place dominated by momentum, inertia, and sudden change. And then, the second ends. Earth begins spinning again. But the world does not return to normal. The atmosphere, already in motion, continues to move. The oceans are still unsettled. The surface has already been impacted by the forces unleashed during that brief pause. The system does not simply reset. Instead, it transitions into a new state, one shaped by the events that just occurred. Air currents continue to move across the planet. Water remains displaced, and the effects of that 1 second continue long after the motion resumes. What makes this scenario so powerful is not just the stop itself, but the sudden interruption of motion that everything on Earth depends on. Our planet works as a synchronized system. Rotation keeps everything in motion together. When that synchronization breaks, even briefly, the effects cascade instantly across the entire surface. It shows how much of our daily stability depends on forces we never notice. Gravity keeps us grounded. Rotation keeps the atmosphere, oceans, and surface in balance. And when that balance is disrupted, even for a moment, the consequences are immediate and widespread. So what if Earth stopped spinning for just 1 second? That single second would be enough to trigger global-scale movement, massive atmospheric disturbances, and ocean displacement across the planet. And even after it resumes, the effects of that brief interruption would continue to shape the environment. 1 second on paper, it seems insignificant, but on a planetary scale, it's enough to change everything.